Welcome to Asset TV. I'm Jillian Kemmerer. On today's episode of the ETF Show, we are joined by Nate Williams, ETF Team Director at Franklin Templeton. He's here to discuss the firm's recently launched spot Bitcoin ETF, EZBC. Nate, thanks so much for being here with us today, and I'd love to begin with the basics for, let's say, some viewers who are new to cryptocurrency investment. What are some of the benefits of accessing Bitcoin via a spot ETF?
Well, we launched our spot Bitcoin ETF, ticker symbol EZBC, to provide investors simplified and easy access to Bitcoin. That's the real benefit. And by simplified and easy, I mean first and foremost the ETF wrapper and all of the efficiencies that go along with that, potential cost efficiencies, tax efficiency, transparency, and liquidity. We have some marketing around that with the tagline, Bitcoin as easy as ETF. So that's first and foremost, the ease of use of the ETF vehicle as a real benefit for investors. We've also tried to simplify access by offering this at a low price point. We have a fee waiver until August, so the current expense ratio is 0. And then after August, it will be 19 basis points going forward, which is still the least expensive spot Bitcoin ETF option in the marketplace. And we think it's also important that investors have a simplified way to be able to align their Bitcoin exposure with other investments to better evaluate their overall portfolios. In other words, pulling it under the same roof as their investments in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and other exchange-traded funds. And so for financial advisors, it makes a lot of sense to have this under their purview, to better help investors with a holistic evaluation of that portfolio instead of assets being held away. Bitcoin is over 15 years old now and represents about half of the cryptocurrency market share. So as interest grows in Bitcoin, the desire for simplicity and ease of use will grow and ultimately become paramount for adoption within broader investment portfolios.
And Nate, as you well know, we've seen a flurry of launches after the SEC ruling. So why choose Franklin Templeton specifically as your Bitcoin ETF provider?
Well, we believe our credibility as a trusted, long-standing asset manager with roots going back over 75 years is something that's important and valuable to investors. We manage now over $1.6 trillion across many different asset classes for our clients. We take that responsibility very seriously and are honored to be entrusted with those dollars. And when it comes to digital assets and cryptocurrencies, this is yet another asset class in which our clients have expressed interest. And we're able to thoughtfully deliver investment solutions consistent with our long track record of responsible innovation. We have a digital asset team that was formed in 2017 and has over 40 people now with a wealth of experience in crypto. And they're involved in a venture fund, a multi-coin portfolio, and a tokenized on-chain money fund. So there are a lot of capabilities there. And now the Bitcoin ETF, of course. And this is where the strength of that digital asset team is combined with the strength of our ETF team for the first time. We have a well-developed ETF business. It dates back over 10 years, and it now includes 71 ETFs in the US and over $17 billion, and globally over $22 billion, including our businesses in Canada and Europe. We offer active ETFs, outcome-oriented ETFs that are often referred to as smart beta, and passive ETFs. We have a very broad platform. And with this ETF platform, we have a depth of experience to draw from across portfolio management, capital markets, and distribution. We built considerable infrastructure to support ETFs. And when Bitcoin became a reality, our team spent a lot of time planning the launch of EZBC to ensure that the internal mechanics would meet and exceed our client expectations. And so far, we've been pleased. I think our clients have been pleased as well. We have multiple authorized participants, multiple coin brokers, a strong custodian. The creation redemption process has been seamless. Spreads have been tight, typically 1 penny, and the ETF has traded tight in relationship to the spot price. And then I also mentioned our pricing at 0 basis points with the fee waiver until August, and then cost-effective 19 basis points from then on. In our experience, where we offer passive exposures like this, and for example, in our single country ETFs for Japan, India, and many others, we've been among the lowest cost providers. And we believe that's important with passive. So this is all part of our ETF platform value proposition. Again, it's just that combination of a strong digital asset team and a strong ETF team with the underpinnings of a long-standing trusted asset manager that we believe investors will appreciate and benefit from as they consider Bitcoin and EZBC.
Now that you have the launch of EZBC behind you, what are you hearing from your clients about adoption? And do you have any plans to build out your crypto ETF capabilities any further?
Well, on the immediate horizon, with a lot of our clients, the question and ensuing conversation is shifting from will it work to how does it work in a portfolio? Investors who are fans of their traditional 60-40 portfolio, say 60% equities, 40% fixed income, are now contemplating adding a small percentage to digital assets. Research is showing that the potential benefit is a low correlation and improved risk, potentially better risk-adjusted returns over time. Investors have been surprised by the relatively low correlations to other asset classes and instruments like stocks, bonds, gold, and the US dollar. And while we don't have asset allocation guidelines on that per se, we are hearing from a number of wealth managers we work with talking about, say, a 1 to 3% allocation in a portfolio, for example. And there are studies out there from the likes of the CSA Institute and Yale University with similar findings. Also on the immediate horizon for us at Franklin Templeton, we're deep in due diligence, working with a number of our clients in the wealth management community as they approach the digital asset space. Many of them have been very thoughtful about this, and what they're telling us is that they are proceeding carefully to address what's most appropriate for their clients. And so we appreciate seeing this and have been working closely with a number of different firms in their due diligence. Regarding our own digital asset and ETF capability, we publicly filed our preliminary S1 filing for an Ethereum-based ETF. And while I can't discuss that in depth, it's exciting to think about taking a further step into digital assets and offering our clients that exposure as well.
Well, Nate, this was an incredibly timely conversation. Thanks so much for introducing EZBC to our clients and our advisors, and we'll look forward to hearing more about your launches in the future.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. From our studios in New York, I'm Jillian Kemmerer for Asset TV.